So, history is best qualified by research, we're taught. And if we think about our seers, the people who wrote the Quran and the Bible, if we think about them, do you think those people will miss us, black people in the Bible? Do you think along the annals of history, when they prophesize, do you think that they miss white people? The two opposite extremes of each other, black and white. When you see a negative, and those who are into photography, when you see a negative, it's black and white, carbon and light. So that's what a negative looks like. They're the two extremes of each other. The black is the carbon and the white is white. The least of the carbon. So the two extremes are right there on your negative. And so it is in our lives, and so it is in the world of which we are living in. So the seers down the time saw us. How did they see us? How are we described? The Latin term for dead is necro. And when it comes up into Greek and then into English, it becomes negro. So the negro or the necro is the one that is dead. So when we talk about dead in the Bible, it's talking about those who are dead, it seems, but dead is your title. You're not dead, but it's your title because you have been put to sleep. Thank you so much. Since we're in the book, let's look for us. Now the Lazarus story, according to John in the Bible, because we're going to come a lot from the Bible. I know we're Muslims, but we're going to come a lot from the Bible because the Bible is scripture. Thank you so much. Where was I? Yeah, we're going to look in John. Jesus was called by Martha and Mary that their brother Lazarus was sick. Jesus got the message and said, well, okay, I'm not going to move straight away. I'm going to wait for a while. So he let it pass a little bit. 2 days he waited. And then he made his journey, which was like 15 furlongs, and they're making it by foot mainly. So he walked for another day or two to get there. When Jesus got there, Lazarus was already dead. He had been dead now for 4 days. This 4 days is in relation to the black man being dead for 400 years.
Come on.
So we'll get into that in a while.
Come on, bro.
Jesus allowed Lazarus to die because he wanted to show forth the power of God that was within him. That he had the power to resurrect the dead. So when Jesus was coming, Martha found out and she ran out to meet him. She said, "Oh Master, why did you wait so long to come? If you had come earlier, you would have saved Lazarus' life." Jesus said, "Oh, don't worry about that. Because I am the way, the light, the truth, and the life." You know they use it a lot in like Catholic ceremonies and all that, like cemetery, like funerals. I am the way, the truth,
And the light.
and the light. And those who believe in me shall not die. So he said that to her, and then she said, "No, but he's dead though." And she was so besought. Mary stayed back, and the Jews visited her. And they was there mourning with her. They was watching her in her mourning for her brother Lazarus. Jesus loved Lazarus. He loved Mary. This is the Mary that was found by him when he was taken, according to that story. And he loved Martha, so he loved his family. But when she said he had died, Jesus wept. That's the shortest.
That's right.
Jesus wept. And you all know, like, when you're going to go and eat mummy's food, you better say your prayers. Jesus wept. And they get straight into the food. You didn't take your time to do a long prayer, the Lord's Prayer. You went, Jesus wept. So you can get right into mummy's food or her bacon or her food. And so on. However, Jesus wept. Why was Jesus weeping for Lazarus? Martha was moaning. Mary was moaning. They're all crying because this brother had died. Who is Lazarus that Jesus, the Son of God, should cry? Who is he? Why is that man crying over that brother?
Come on.
So anyway, Mary went out to meet Jesus, and then they headed to the tomb. He said, because Jesus asked, where is he buried? He said, no, he's not buried, he's in the tomb. So they went up to the tomb. And this is in Bethany now. Remember, this place is called Bethany. They went up to the tomb. There was a big rock in the place there. Jesus said to Mary and Martha, move the rock. Don't know why he didn't get some man then to move the rock. Why he got the sisters to move the rock? But he got the sisters to move the rock. So anyway, they pushed the rock out the way. And Jesus stood there and said, and this is in Luke, he said, come forth. Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus, you're getting frightened now, and it's getting spooky. You're going to see a zombie coming now, living dead coming to truth. Lazarus came forth. His hands were bound, and his feet were bound. Listen now, listen. His hands and feet were bound, and there was a cloth, sackcloth over his face. Let's go back to the stone being removed. Now, you know what the stone represents, brothers and sisters?
Come on, bro.
Do you know what it represents? You want to know?
Yes,
Listen. Stony hearts.
Hard-hearted, brother. Hard.
When your heart is stony, you got to remove the stone of your heart to get life.
That's right.
So when the sisters, and it's the sisters that remove the stone from the brother's heart. If the brothers are willing for the stone to be removed. So when the sisters move the rock, that's why you move the rock, sister, by the way, I wanted to get to that. When you move the rock from the heart, and then Jesus said, come forth, Lazarus. Lazarus then came out, as I said, bound. His hands were bound. His feet were bound. Meaning that he wasn't going nowhere too fast. Jesus said, take off the bounds off of him. But you know, after 4 days, he kind of like smelled a little bit. So you could smell him. As they was going up the hill, they smelled him. Because obviously he's starting to decompose. And the stench is so stink. And it's just like us, black man and black woman. We've been in the grave for 400 years.
Long time, brother. Long time.
We stink unto civilization. We stink to the nostrils. But Jesus wept. Because Jesus so loved Lazarus. You know the etymological root of the word Lazarus is lazy?
Lazy, brother. Lazy.
Did you know that?
Good teaching, brother.
Lazarus. Lazy are us.
That's right. Good teaching.
We're so lazy, brothers and sisters. Even though we got taken out of the graves, and this is some of us in the nation now, we get taken out of the grave of civilization and death, and we get brought to life. And when we're brought to life, we still go back to death. Jesus said to the disciples before he went for Lazarus, he said, Lazarus is sleeping. He's not, he said sleeping. So sleep can seem like it's actually death.
Come on. Not dead, he's asleep.
He's asleep. You see? There ain't no dead man waking up and coming out of the grave, really.
Come on.
We're sleeping in the grave of ignorance.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
In the grave of whatlessness. You see, we've got this teaching and we've got this word and we still don't act upon it.
Right.
The way that is supposed to. Like when the sun hits the earth and earth revolves at the speed of how much?
1,037 miles per hour.
Motion is moving. But we could be on this earth and not move. Is it possible to be alive and dead at the same time?
No, sir.
Most of us think not, but this is the whole case. If you're totally removed from who you are, brothers and sisters,
Come on.
You are now dead. When you don't have the knowledge of who you are, brothers and sisters.